Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines, where last episode we did some brand new expansions to our small little town of Flood on the riverbed. And guys, we're going to be continuing the expansions today, and I'm going to build something brand new that you guys have been asking for a lot within Dead End, and that is a prison. Now, I don't know if you guys can remember all the way back in the day, guys, and I mean back in the day, to I believe, if I can think of it correctly, even I can't remember what series it was that we implemented our very own prison. I think it was Fulltopia. Now guys, drop a 1 in the chat right now if you remember Fulltopia, where I kind of had that mod where you can kind of build almost like a borderline interactive prison. That's what we're going to be trying to do today. Among many other things, I want to also try and build a little bit of industry to satisfy that demand, so we'll start growing some more of the residential, and so on and so on. So guys, if you are enjoying Dead End and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new in here, then make sure you do subscribe so you are notified that next episode does come out. Now, for the longest time right now, we're just kind of being borderline keeping Flood, ticking along. I am dumping some pollution there, which I need to get rid of. I gotta provide power, and I know you guys were going crazy last episode for all this industrial demand. The only reason I haven't kind of built any industrial because I haven't felt like I needed to. Well, I have needed to, but I haven't felt like I've got an area just yet in mind for planning an industrial kind of zone. But then I kind of thought to myself, do you know what would really work out in this kind of area? Some offices. And it would kind of fit the vibe. We are trying to build this as a slight like miniature retirement home in many areas. I've kind of added some palm trees and whatnot around the train station to give them like a more tropical vibe, which are really good. I want to try and continue that kind of theme running through as we slowly build it all up. It looks really basic right now, but it's not until I build more stuff I can fill in all the little gaps and nooks and crannies, so it is going to look really good. So what we'll do is I'll implement some offices. I'm actually going to build them just over here right now. So I'm going to do a bunch of office blocks just there. And you know what? We'll do a bunch of them in here as well. And that'll be kind of like a nice little glancing over. So people can be working in these office blocks and overlooking the river, which will be really nice. Should have water. And they will eventually start connecting with the power once they're all up and running. So it'll provide a little bit of industrial kind of demand and hopefully eat into it a little bit, but also spread around the power a bit more as well. So they'll eventually get all kind of connected as they continually build up and grow. So I'm just trying to, hopefully they'll pass them. I mean, we've also got a little bit of commercial demand as well, so I think I might just satisfy this too. Just up to there. And I want to get in. Now, I was thinking I might have to stick a roundabout here. It does very awkwardly just come in to the right, and it is what it is. Do I also make that go that? Oh no, do you know what? I know what it was. This road was never meant to connect just here, was it? So that is a full 30 going in that way. We've already got it down to a 10, so if I went by a 20 and then up like that, that road here then, which we've been using this style of road there, can then cut straight across. So we pretty much borderline got a T-junction. You could argue, yo, Seniac, boy, hook us up with some more connections. And we'll do just that, to be honest with you. If I bring it to there, and then we'll just kind of round off this whole experience just here. So there's quite a lot of turn-off points and whatnot. I might regret doing that, but we'll see how it goes. And we'll kind of finalize a few more offices going round down to here. But we got our kind of commercial connecting up, then everyone's going to have power. I will have more and more connections going in and vice versa through different areas, so it depends on how crazy these demands are going to be. But for me to fix something, I've got to ultimately ruin it and to improve it. It makes no sense, but that's just how it works in my brain, guys, unfortunately. I know these guys over here need a little bit of power too, so what I'll do is just for now, just run some power lines down, then everyone's pretty much all up and running and simply connected. Now, a lot of things that I need to do will get eventually done in stages. Like for me to get rid of these power outlets, sewage outlets. I want to build a water treatment plant on this side of the river somewhere. Not too sure where just yet. So everything gets built in stages. So bear that in mind, guys. That's how your boy's brain works. I gotta build things. For me to do something, I have to complete another quest. These are all just side missions at the moment. But that'd be quite fun to get all this in there right now, which will cause residential growth. Slowly start bringing more people in. This retirement community of Flood will then continue to grow. We have the train station just there as well, which has brought 23 people recently, which I should see that start growing as more and more people come over. The main line that brings people in right now has got 470 people using it. Then as they switch over to the secondary line, 181 people. Over here we got 118, so it's still worth its while having these so close. And 3 people are using this, considering that we ain't really got nothing going down over here. But anyway, let's take a look at building a prison. Now, in the policing department, I have all this interactive prison stuff that I can get in. Now, it is quite expensive. We have a bunch of different blocks and guard towers. And then I believe we have... would it be easy to do the find it? Where's my find it tool? Has that disappeared? Wait. What? My find it mod has decided not... How long has that been disabled? I don't know. But I should have a few roads that are to do with the interactive prison there. The road with the fence, which is really good. I'm not sure if I have any other versions of it. I don't think so. I think that's like the only version we've kind of low-key got. But I know we also have a... Is it a fence when it comes down to it? I'm sure there's like some type of fence that we could also utilize. Was it this type of road? Aha, there we go. The interactive fence there. Perfect. Okay, I pretty much know where everything is. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to build it in the end piece here where it's all surrounded by mountains. Doesn't look like there's much going on. It becomes like the end of this run of section. So probably build like a smallish town here, then some type of industry based around it. And at the very end, we're going to have our prison. So they could either be transported by the highway, which, oh, these need a little bit more water, or they can come pretty much across the dam to get over here. Now, there's actually quite a bit that's involved in building this up, so I've got to make sure I do it correctly. But I also pretty much means I need to eventually connect these roads together so we can access this area. So with that said, let me first build up what is going to be our prison. Now, I don't know if I want to go for a 4-lane road leading up in towards it, or whether I just keep it standard. Now, if I kind of keep to this prison fence to begin with, and we'll pick a random spot, say like here, to go across by 70. So then that becomes the middle connection section. And how you can see it right now is it pretty much gives us the road with the prison fence going around the outskirts of it. Now, is that going to be too big of a prison? No, I think that will be perfectly sized. Here we'll do a nice little 10 by 10 bend. Here we'll probably... What's the elevation like? It actually goes down slightly. I don't know whether to change the elevation of this all around it. By 20. Now, do I do a 20 diagonal? So, just so we have like a different vibe cutting around in different places. And to try and keep on with the same format, if I bring that and then down like that, just so I can get the straightness with the angles, it's going to be quite a big prison. It almost feels like oh, that just sparked another idea. A military base. Oh, snap! It only feels right, doesn't it? It only feels right. So if I brought this up, and then what I can do here then is bring that up to there, and I'm going to cut this in. Well, I say cut it in. Let me kind of bring a road up to here. Cut that in there. I'm going to delete this road. Because I'm trying to kind of build some type of a structure, some type of a layout. Now, do you reckon if I did, for example, something like this? I'm ultimately trying to find ways. So that will be my little ring road going around the edge of the prison. The little security road to an extent. So it does have like a bunch of different elevation changes, but that's all part of the fun of building it in such an area. I like that. So how big are the buildings we talking about then? We have like, you know, for example, we have this one here, which is the large prison block. Yes, I like it. I like the size difference. Okay, that's pretty cool. We've got then the small prison. So it becomes like, we can have like a bunch of segregated areas based on what we can have all up and running. Or do you reckon that just feels like way too big? It could also, do you know what? It actually, to be honest with you, I feel like it feels way too big. So maybe if I try and minimize the kind of building that or the work that I've done. So if I brought this up to, say, here, and then I try my best to mimic what I've just done on a smaller scale. So then if I bring that up, let's go by 15. I then go diagonal by 10. Okay, and then if I bring that up to there to run it. So it's not going to be identical or perfect. But after realizing how big the actual building themselves are, it kind of squiffs my process. Right, do that instead. That's a nice little prison. That's a little bit better. It doesn't look so overly... I think I kind of lost perception because there's nothing around us right now. I kind of lost perception of how big things are. So a building like that and a building like that now kind of does fit in so much better. So much better. So these then can be connected to a road. Now let's take a look at this because we have a bunch of different styles. Like if I drop that there, for example, that is like treated as like almost like the main in section. If I connected a normal road to this, how does it change the front of it? So it treats it as if, okay, I gotcha. Now, what else have we got that I can utilize? I also have like a Dulux station there. We have a normal prison style just there. So a large prison block. We have the recreation facility. Small prison block. Gotcha. Right, okay. So that goes like that then. We have like I said, I can kind of treat that as like being a main in section, but I'm going to delete it back. And we'll bring a road kind of in. So if I brought a road into about there, and so if I anarchy that there, you still kind of get that. Yeah, I'm just playing around with how the fences would work. But if I do a 10 by 10 like that, and in like in other little areas I can then bring a road in, say by 15 just here, maybe across a little bit, and I'll do one just here like that. So little kind of sections that kind of pull in where we can build stuff from within it and around it. So back to the policing side then. We'll start then with the large prison block, and we can kind of treat this as being like the main administration building in a sense to this area. There we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And then once I get into that building, they're literally within the prison walls is pretty much what they are right now. So we've got that in there. I wonder whether we should kind of build multiple of these. If I should also like place one here. If I did multiple like that, I know we have the fences that we can kind of work with, which are kind of treated like paths to kind of connect. So we're like double penetrating the walls. Yeah, that works. That works. So we're cutting off all these little areas. We're adding additional stuff going around it. That's pretty cool. Now, I want to add little paths walking around too, so it looks kind of sweet. Now, adding those fences in, does that also mean I can put a building against it for the prison, for example? Like if I chose this, no. It's all got to be technically connected to a road. So if I added, I mean, we've got some little, oh, add some additional towers down. So if I like place a tower here, tower there, and then did the same on the entries. So it looks like we're driving through like a checkpoint. I'll add one just there. And then we'll do it on each of these little corner sections as we bring a vehicle in. I'm getting military-based vibes. I really am. I don't know if anybody else is kind of getting it. All right, multiple towers on that entry point. Nice. So a bunch of towers around. They all need power and water. We've got that. Completely understandable right now. So then we also have, back into the police, there we go, police inside of it. We got the small little prison blocks as well we're going to implement and add in. So if I added in one there, if I then go on to add in one just here, all good, all good, all good. And then can I add these little side streets in? Would they be ideal? To like come off certain areas and maybe utilize these as... It's a tough one, isn't it? Now, if I anarchied that through, it's slightly off-centered. But what if I... Move that down there so like the road goes in. So you kind of then... You get the gimmick of actually seeing people go inside of it. If I move that one down as well, just to kind of align with it. It feels like people are actually driving through and walking through. And, you know, it makes it feel a little bit better. Because then I can do stuff like placing down, like, this here. So if I went for that just there... And then what it allows me to do then is make it feel like the prison's still within the refinements of the area. Because even though it kind of ends there, I could bring that to there. Say I brought that to there, but then pretty much use the move it tool. So they're still inside of it, if that makes sense. Which kind of really does work. So, right. Okay. We also have these older looking style prison blocks. I don't know if they would work within this, whether it kind of just ruins the vibe altogether. But the good thing is, once this all works, you actually see prisoners walking around it. That's what the good thing is about these interactive prisons. So if I implement a few more of those little roads, and so if I bring that to about there by a 6, and then a 5, well, we'll just do a 5 by 6. That's fine. Which then connects down directly to there, right? I can then implement more and more of these buildings. So, for example, the small prison block. Can I, if I place that on a road like that, with the anarchy on, it looks like it combines as one big large one. Now, where would I create the road? Maybe just here. Is that too close? Just to combine them all so it makes it look like one building. I like the idea of that. So we've got that a little bit too close now. So I build that there. Oh, no. Build that there to then stretch it just over. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good, isn't it? That is. We are fine-tuning this prison pretty well. Pretty well, if you ask me. So we've got a nice little bunch of buildings there. Got one over there. Got the little sports thingy-majiggy-my-bobby-my-booty just there. What else can I get in? So I don't really have much else to kind of play around with the interactive prison side of it. Does it all fall under... No, keep it all off that. That's fine. So, a few more buildings would be quite nice. A large building here. To complement the back end of that. We'll squeeze in another sports facility. But we'll get that coming off this. So if I came down here... I'll do 2 more, so that would have made it a 10. Make that go through the building again as well. And then on the policing side of things, the recreational facility. Now, if I did a couple of these facing one another, right? That looks really good. That looks really good. And then back to the fencing. So, bam. Bam. I'll drag that over. And then bam. Bam. Trying to make it all keep within the refinements. So everywhere looks like it's still maximum security. So that is all boarded off here. We've got to sort this one out. That's kind of boarded off here. Got to sort this one out just there. So bring that to there. If I just bring that to here for now, behold the move it tool. I can't change them fences because they're connected to the road. So that's all taped off. That's all taped off. Just got to tape off this area now. Oh, so if I can just get it there. To go there, there, to go there. I can do the rest myself. There, to there. If I do there, to there, to there, the move it tool will do the rest for me. So we'll bring that directly right down and then kind of bow it out a little bit, move that node all the way over. Bringing that directly to over here and then bend that a bit more so that fence all that little section off. Node to there. To there. Bend and bend. So then we'll do a node here. Put the node there. Bend it. Put the node just over here. Bend it round. And then attach this one to that fence. Beautiful. So everything is all intertwined and connected to a certain extent. I feel like I would benefit with more assets. I can't believe my Find It mod has decided... Well, actually, I don't know when it disappeared. It could have disappeared months ago, and I just never noticed it because I don't use it as much. But it would quite be nice to use it right now, guys. It would be quite nice to use it right now. But that's pretty cool. We'll get a couple of little towers dotted around on the inside. Especially yard time. Which would be pretty sweet. So we got those down, got that in right now, which is all good. Any space to squeeze in additional smaller building. Maybe throw one in just there. One in just there, just to kind of soak up a little bit more, get a few more buildings in. That's not too bad. Now, Other things I could do is like the surface tool and like concrete in certain areas off. Like here. Concrete in that area off there. Maybe doing like just round, getting rid of like some of the dirt on some of the buildings. Not too bad. Pushing this over to here. Sweet, mate. Bulking that up a bit more, that little section just here. So concreting it more over, making it more suppressed. One of them is the correct term. Actually, if I get rid of like that there, if I just go to normal generalized paths, can I get away with creating some walkways within it, as if, you know, they can walk around and have a little bit of yard time? And then maybe, how does a surface painter look around this? So I could surface paint it. Do you know what? No. Keep it as it is. Just keep it as it is and just get rid of what I've just done. Keep some of it just pretty much open, right? Yeah, it's probably the best way to go about doing it. Right, vegetation-wise, I think it would be kind of cool to add some of that stuff in. Because it's generally a desert, but obviously with lots of humans interaction kind of nearby, it gets a little bit of greenery going around in certain places. There we go. And then we'll drop a couple of little palm trees down just to reinstate, yep, you're in a desert, but it's not paradise. Give them the odd palm tree or two to look out to. But then on the approach, make the prisoners feel like, and guests coming for visitation, this is actually quite a nice facility, but it's not. That's the kind of thing we're going for. So, okay, right, sweet. Next thing I want to do is implement a couple of car parks in. Now, I'm not going to build what I normally build. I'm actually going to build the park version of it, which is this. If I'm able to squeeze it in anywhere. It says it must be placed near a roadside. Some of these areas are going to struggle to qualify for it. So just wherever I can get one in, I'll drop one in. So it's kind of like borderline staff parking. I don't actually know how it's going to turn out, but we'll see. Couple of car parks. Okay, out of all of them, I don't think that one fits in with the vibe. Couple of car parks dotted around right now just to kind of really throw in a little bit more extra to the section. And they need water then. So let's get it actually fully functional and actually operating. So I'll follow the pipework going around. But yeah, I think what we've confirmed today from building this prison is we definitely need like a military airbase, Area 51. Is what we legit need, don't we? I need to scan the workshop for like stuff like that. So bringing this just out to there. Now I do need to connect it up to a water source. So what I'll do is I'll follow this going all the way down just for the sake of it being connected up. So that should then technically have the water. It won't have the power, but we'll actually try and see, that's another thing as well. I'm not going to be able to implement solar panel car parking or stuff like that. So what will be the next best option for us? Wind power, wind turbines. Just for now. I know we have like a huge dam nearby. And what would be the best option for getting it connected? So if I brought it off this. Now I don't want to go over the top with building little lookout posts. But they could be very, very fundamental for connecting up power lines. Does that connect that one up? Yep. So the other one's not connected, the two on the front. So there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. And they're actually fully functional as prisons. They can contain 150 prisoners, have prison vans being utilized as well, but it's not connected to the outside world. So before we do then, the last thing I want to implement now is some rocks. So this is really going to give it like prison vibe. You know you see in the movies where they're like mining rocks and whatnot. That's kind of what we're going to be doing now. A few little rocks down. We'll do some more of the pattern stuff. And we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. So there's the prison. It's actually not too shabby, is it? It actually looks pretty cool. We'll implement now the road connected all the way over to it. I might eventually do all palm trees going down as like a way to go. This is what freedom you could have had. But now it's time to go bye-byes in prison. As the last little bit of the outside world that they stare at of beauty before it's just pure concrete for the rest of their lives. So, okay, what I'm going to do right the roads I'm going to connect up right now are not going to be beautiful. They're going to be my version 1. So there will be a reconfiguration of this and when I decide what I'm going to build in this area in general. But I just want to get them connected is what I want to do. So ignore how shabby and how weak they're going to be, guys. Just ignore this. Right, I want to get something cool implemented in. So if I kind of go with the ability that I'm going to be building we can build a bridge going down. So if I kept it to like this height to begin with, but I eventually want to bring it down to our level. Now, does that look ridiculous? I think so. I think so. So what if I didn't do that? And rather than going straight, I stagger it down. So if I go pause them, and we'll do this in stages. So if I picked, say, you. Oh, snap. Okay, undo that. So if I picked you, kind of leveled you out like that. Okay, which way is it? So I can bring it down, wiggle it. I can wiggle it down, basically. So if I picked you, kind of stick it out to there. If I picked you, kind of tear it in, but again, bulk this area right here. Because we're going to smooth it all off to create these staggered effects. So that staggers quite nicely if I do a nice little wiggle coming down and into this area where we can have something set up. And then we're just going to smoothen it all off to kind of create the natural vibe, the effect, or the destined effect that we kind of want. So if I bulk it up, so it doesn't look like much, but in theory we've kind of created this little stepping stone to bring us down. So this will be quite fun to now implement them, and we'll see how it kind of works. So if I force it to follow the elevation of the ground, and then we'll kind of set something up. So I kind of initially want to kind of bend it Now, I'm doing too much bend straight away from the get-go. Too much bend from the get-go. So try and go for some wider turns. So by doing that then, you can see how it kind of all wiggles and bends down. Which is perfect. And it's all about then just kind of fine-tuning it. So where you have like, where it staggers out right now, is just first flattening it. Or smoothing it all up to see if that, if that can't be the fix of it. It's like, you know what? It's actually not too bad considering. I was expecting a lot worse to come out of this. I mean, it's not going to stay like this. This is just, version 1. It's just so I've got a road leading down, which I think it looks pretty cool. I will eventually fine-tune it all up. But this is what's going to lead over to here. So what we'll do is we'll bring this down as a singular road. Because, like I said, I don't exactly know what I'm going to be fitting in within this area. So if I did that to there... Oh, it's still the prison road. There we go. We'll then delete this back. And so if I did a connection like that, right, delete that back. And then roundabout is the name of the game. So this, bearing in mind, is not going to stay like this. So before you get too crazy in the comment section, guys, this is just a placeholder road, roundabout, junction, connection, area. This is all placeholder, okay? This is all a placeholder. And to tell you that it's going to be a placeholder, I ain't going to do nothing to this roundabout, okay? It's all placeholders. It's all placeholders until I figure something better out. But in reality, what I need to make sure is that if you're at the prison and you wanted, for example, to get to, let's say, Tumbleweed, in reality, I want to make sure that the highway is the quicker route to do it. Because it means I'm going to be bulking. If that's not the possibility, whatever I build around here is going to be all pressured on this road going across the dam, which is not a problem. I still want some people to use it, but I don't want it to be the main road. If I can set it up where the highway is the quicker route to get all the way through, because eventually I'm going to have this road come down in a V shape with a roundabout there, which leads down to this area. And that's going to connect to some point. I don't want that to be the shortcut route. So it's a case of making the road slow, or speeding it slow, or really making it wind and bend down. And maybe making this not a wind and bend as much. But we'll see. But just bear this in mind. This is going to be gone. Don't shout at me in the comments. I can already see the comments. I can already see the comments. But okay, just telling you this right now. Just telling you this right now. Until I figure out what's going to go here. But this prison is looking pretty sweet. Pull it back into play mode then. So we're all connected. We can actually now see the vehicles heading out. And that will obviously provide police support to the region of Dead End. Pretty good. Now, until we have prisoners in here, we're not going to see prisoners walking about. It is truly an interactive prison. You actually see them walking about, doing stuff and whatnot, which is quite cool. These do need a little bit of power. Now, we'll just do this for now. We'll just do that for now. We're up and running. So which way are they heading? They are definitely taking the highway, obviously because this is a dead end. So I mean, also as well, it'll be interesting to see how much this junction can work with that. That'll be kind of interesting as well. But anyway, our demands are pretty much now even, as we've got more of this industrial in. commercial and residential is pretty much settling, which is pretty sweet. We'll add in a little bit more commercial then to kind of bulk up this area there and to here. Right, we eventually got to get that train line connected up over to there as well. That's going to be a priority at some point too. So we'll get more commercial in here, and we'll do all the commercial around this little section. Just because everything else I'm going to build up over this side is going to be all residential, so I might as well bulk in the commercial as of right now. We'll add in some vegetation and trees to a lot of these areas that we now have. Open up. So we can then really start to add in the greenery around these areas. So tree-wise, looking at these palm trees as being some of the main vegetation and plant life around here. So this is just a taste of what we're going to be doing to bulk up this area and kind of bring it to life. Add in a few little trees and little hot spots. So just add, because obviously it is quite deserty in those vibes, so we've got to try and add a little bit of greenery. Right? Add a little bit of greenery, slowly try and bring this place to life a little bit. And is there any like little spots where I can add this in? There's not going to be many. But wherever I can add it in, I'm going to try and add it in. So it looks, I mean, it already looks more healthy is probably the correct term to pull it. It already looks a little bit more healthy, which I really, really do like. Nice little vibes going on right now. Nice little vibes in flood. So you can kind of see where we're kind of progressing. The angles in which we're trying to take to get this place looking pretty sweet. You can kind of see the direction we're moving in. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can eventually do. Do we have any prisoners walking about yet? Bringing prisoner back to the facility. And which is the facility in question? Do we know? There you go. Prisoners walking about, doing their thing. Where are they gone? There we go. Some of them on little benches and stuff like that. How cool is that, man? It's so cool. You got a dude over here right now just enjoying the yard space. These are enjoying it now. Just chilling, sitting down, playing some b-ball and whatnot. It all works. It's pretty cool, isn't it? That little prison idea. I like it. I like it a lot. But guys, I think we're going to end it for here anyway. I hope you did enjoy this little episode. I hope you can kind of see the idea of where we're going to be expanding with flood in general. At some point, this is no longer going to be working. And I fully understand that, which is why we'll eventually create something a little bit better, a little bit different for the area. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode then. I hope I didn't make you rage quit too much. I know a lot of people are rage quitting lately, but again, some stuff I can't do until I've done other stuff. So, yeah, that's how my brain works, unfortunately. Guys, hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash the like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.